Hey everyone, I wanted to talk to you about what happened yesterday. We had this incredibly huge influx of light, honestly, the biggest that I have experienced. And we can talk about why that is, but the bottom line is, if you've been following some of the videos I've been posting, that third dimensional grid, it's done. It is absolutely done, and very strong anchoring of that grid left. And when that happened, it catapulted everybody, the earth, all of us up, okay, to a different, higher vibrational timeline, really. And it was a fast, hard switch. And what that created in a lot of people was absolutely being miserable, really uncomfortable. Yesterday, I had to go to get stitches removed, which unfortunately didn't happen. And I was at the hospital, and people were nasty, whether they were waiting in line for coffee or they were waiting in line for parking or whatever it was. They were absolutely nasty. And there was one guy, he's like, it is 9 a.m. I have been cussed out twice. And he is like, I am getting ready to walk off this job. And I just looked at him and smiled and said, I know, just breathe. It's going to be a crazy day, but let's hope tomorrow is better. I mean, my inbox, messenger, everything is full of people going, what is happening? Because it's really uncomfortable when we have a hard right turn. I mean, and that's the way it feels to me, as if we were kind of going along and it went, and just a really hard right turn. And we're now changing. Things are shifting. We're going to see the acceleration of things, including time. So it is very much a hold on to your hat, because everything is going to start moving at a faster rate, right? And it's really fantastic news. But what it means is that we're a little uncomfortable. Anywhere we're holding fear, trauma, lack, all these emotions that are triggered by third dimensional matrix, right? The survival and just all the experiences that people are going through, all of that is being triggered. It's so that we can see things and shift things. And it also means a lot of collapse. A lot of collapse is coming. And I'm not talking about institutions out here. I'm talking about right here, right in this space. Because what can no longer go forward is no longer going to go forward. It can't. And so we can be in resistance and just kind of sit there and go, I want things the way they were. I was comfortable with the way they were before. Or we can be open and just into complete surrender and say, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I don't know anything right now. I don't know what truth is. I don't know anything. And there is nothing that is a hill I'm willing to die on, right? It's being in that space of, what I believed 2 weeks ago, I'm now understanding it really isn't the right thing for me, right thing for someone else, but not the right thing for me. And so really switching how we think. Body issues are coming up. Things like chronic issues are being exasperated. They're being triggered even more. And this higher light influx yesterday, whew, holy cow. I mean, it was like the aches and pains that people were telling me about, and then I was experiencing too. I was in bed by 9, and it was a full, I can't do this anymore, and I'm going to bed, as my husband's looking at me going, okay, are you all right? No, I'm not okay. I don't know even know what to do with myself. He's like, well, what do you need? I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to bed. And that's what I did. And then I woke up this morning and it was a lot calmer and a lot greater clarity, because I needed to shut my body down in order to calibrate that higher light. And so you may be flat out exhausted. You could be in complete and utter body pain. The biggest issue I'm seeing is this mental, and it's the thoughts. And so, one of the things that my husband and I have been working through is we're both deep in change. And so there's so much that needs to be done. There's so much coming at us, and time has sped up. That is not an illusion. You're feeling it. You know it's sped up. It's because it has. So one of the things I was, hearing last night is I went to bed and I was just kind of connecting in like, what is wrong with me? Why am I frustrated? Why am I angry? Why am I just, ugh? And they said, are you really? And I sat with it and I go, no, I'm afraid. I'm scared. I'm scared at all the changes coming, the nondescript out here that I don't know. I can't tell you what they are. The changes that are coming in my personal life, the changes that are coming with the financial system, all these changes. And it was, I'm scared. And once I was scared, it was like the body was like, yeah, you're just kind of scared. And I'm like, okay, so I need to go into trust. And what Spirit said to me was very interesting. And I'm going to just share this with you because it may make sense in your world too. Now's the time to get organized. Make a list. What needs to be done? Because what's happening is there's so much in the mental space, right? Over fears, worries, to-dos, plans for the future, because all of that is coming in. It's like simultaneously, there's this huge collapse here, but there is a ton of stuff coming in, and that it's overwhelming. So they're saying, get it out, get what's going on in your mental mind on paper. Because once it's out, it doesn't have to keep spinning, right? And make a plan, make to-do lists, organize yourself, organize your funds, organize everything that you can. Make your life as simple as possible at this stage, because we're going to need it. We're going to need the days where we literally do nothing. And that can't make it so that the other days are pure chaos for us. Okay, so the biggest advice to get through this is organization and taking time to get really clear with what is it that you're feeling. Because if I was looking at the fact that I was just, God, I was so frustrated, and then I could say, okay, that's frustration, that's anger, but that wasn't truth. The truth is I'm overwhelmed and there's a part of me that's scared. So I need to breathe. I need to go into trust for the universe because it's always had my back. Even when, times I'm going, well, that really sucked. I can look back now and go, okay, well, yeah, you had my back. So that is my advice for you to get through this. And I'm going to tell you, people are losing it. And it's okay. There may be moments that you lose it and you need to go put yourself to bed like I did last night. Or you may find that you're losing it, or other people are losing it, and your job is just to look at them and go, I see you. Okay, I get it. This is not easy. And we shifted in huge amounts yesterday. Huge. And it's beautiful because it's such a confirmation to what we have been told about the third dimensional grid. It's like we get told these things and we go, okay, yeah, that's where we are now. But to have such concrete proof and such huge shifts is this really gorgeous confirmation that, yeah, this is real, and we are moving and we are shifting and we are moving up in vibration very quickly. It's just uncomfortable. So please take care of yourself. Take care of others if you can. But the best thing to do is just hold space. Let people go through their process. Let people collapse. Let them crack. With the hope that once they pick themselves back up, they're able to pick up the pieces that they really want and be okay with that, because there's so much that needs to be left behind. And I've heard people say to me that a lot of it has to do with the Queen leaving. Okay. Some people say that she actually died, in May, or she died a year prior. Honestly, the physical date of her death means nothing. And the reason why it means nothing is because if she was, let's say that she actually did pass 6 months ago, she was still seen in the public eye. She was still bringing in a ton of energy and still anchoring it just in the belief that she's here. The body is only one piece of us. So you may have your theories over when she actually passed, but when her energy actually left the planet was yesterday. And she was an anchor for the way that was. We're not going to go into light or dark. Simply, she's an anchor for what was. And once that anchor is gone, huge amounts of change come. So it really is beautiful. So I hope that this helps take care of yourself and be really good to yourself and to each other.